Hello, Internet. I'm back on this October the 28th, Park Bench number 22. What does the title say?
22.
22. Yeah. I'm C Parks. And you're?
And I'm Golden Rose K.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know. It did mute again. Dang it. What the heck?
You're Golden Rose K, yeah. Can you hear me?
I didn't during the you saying your name.
Oh, weird.
Yeah.
I
just happened to line it up. I think I have now the audio on the stream.
It was a little close. You did good enough. Yeah, I'm back after the Solo K show last week. I was invaded and couldn't make it by family. But we watched it. It was a good show.
Yay! I'm happy to provide and to I carry the show on my back as I do most weeks. No.
Yep. Thank you. Yeah. I got to play some games though.
Yeah, that's exciting.
And it's been 2 weeks, so played some of the Next Fest stuff. I forget what I played now. I tried Crop Deck and Turnbound. Crop Deck seems pretty cool. Turnbound seems fine, but I'm just gonna keep playing the Bazaar. I played a round of TFT, Team Fight Tactics.
Wow. Whoa.
Yeah, I won.
It's 2020 again.
I know. And I played a decent amount of Smash Ultimate with nephews. So that was.
I kept seeing you pop up on my Switch. Smash. I'm like, well, all right, I know exactly what you're doing.
Hosting children. Yeah. And Mario Kart. They were into Mario Kart a little bit too, but a little more into Smash. Mario Kart World. What have you been up to this past week?
I think the only game I really played was Once Upon a Katamari, which I'll talk about during the show.
That's good.
Other than that, it's mostly been like vibing, surviving. I maybe played another demo or two, watching people play games, but it was mostly just like playing Katamari. Slowly, I'm very close to finishing my Picross game. So I'm very excited
your Miku
about
Picross
that.
game.
Yeah, my Miku. But yeah, it's been lounging. But I'm gonna just hard pivot real quick about how fucking annoyed I am that like any time that like wants and desires intersect with how much I'm mad at unchecked capitalism and the state of the world, because I want nothing more, and I know this is my soapbox, but like I want nothing more than play the Outer Worlds 2. I think that game looks like a game I would love. I like the Outer World 1's pretty good. It's not the best game, but it's pretty good. And then I have to sit here and have to deal with like the mental calculus of Obsidian being bought by Microsoft, who, as we've talked about for many months on this show, keeps making bad fucking decisions.
Bad ones.
And then on top of that, like just being like with all the U.S. government White House stuff using Halo memes to have their hyper like right-winged agenda and being like, oh, Halo rules. And then Microsoft being like, yeah, no comment. We don't care. We're just going to keep enabling the state of the world because, we want to make our billions of dollars. and we're too afraid to do anything about it. It just bothers me more and more that like Obsidian, a company that is like I don't know if Obsidian would they'd probably still exist without Microsoft's money, but you know that's what happens when these places get bought and sold. And I'm sitting here and I'd be like, I want to play this fucking dumbass game, but I'm mad at your overlords.
Yeah. Also, did you see GameStop kept like
Yeah, I'm like
tweeting back out? I was so annoyed, so gross.
They're just trying their like goddamn worst to stay relevant in the conversation.
Yep, for sure. Yeah, it's an issue with like Microsoft. I think it's always one of those things where like people always say they're gonna like boycott or they're not gonna play games, and then like the next game comes out and they forget. But not everyone forgets, and some people actually do. And then like every time Microsoft does something new that upsets people, like more and more people are just kind of like backing away a little bit, I think. So
and it just sucks like when one company owns like 40% of video games, that like, all right, their stranglehold on the industry is like it's like how easy is it to avoid everything they have their hands in.
yeah.
But I don't know. I get mad, but we're going to talk about Microsoft quite a bit in this show.
Well, what else are we going to talk about this show? We're going to talk about the Halo campaign evolved thing. The Kirby Air Rider Direct. Pikmin 4 update. Once Upon a Katamari. The game's coming out in November. And what our favorite like spooky Halloween games are.
Yeah, because if you're watching this live, it's almost Halloween.
It is almost Halloween. Today's the 28th. Halloween's on the 31st, if you didn't know. Every year. Isn't that wild?
Yeah, I think that maybe we should change that.
Oh, yeah?
I think every holiday, actually, we should, the moment the calendar resets since January 1st, we put all the holidays in a, like, you know how they pick the Powerball, like, numbers? Like, with that. And we roll it out, and it goes, Halloween this year. Like, I don't know, August 39th. You're like, that's not real. And then they go, fuck, we put too many numbers in this system.
And then we're gonna be like, God damn it, we just had Christmas 3 weeks ago. We're getting Christmas again in January.
Yeah. I think that would keep everyone on their toes, adding a little spice into the modern day life that I think we really desire.
Yeah. That's fire. That's fun. First topic.
It's also nothing.
Halo campaign evolved.
The Halo campaign evolved.
You said we were going to talk about Microsoft a lot this show. One of the big things with this, however, is this going to Sony PlayStation 5.
Yeah, end of an era.
Yeah. But what is this? This is
beginning of a new era.
Halo campaign evolved. In short, is a remake of Halo Combat Evolves campaign, and only the campaign, in Unreal Engine 5.
Yes. The first time Microsoft's not using their in-house engine for Halo, I think. I don't remember the name of their in-house engine, but it's something.
I don't know.
And they're pivoting to Unreal. It's interesting, especially with a lot of like a lot of people still aren't really sure about Unreal 5 and what it can do and like all the issues that come with it, but they have the budget to get all those kinks out. So
yeah, it's part of me, it's like it's interesting for like a big team like that who's been using their own engine for ever. Stop it. To like now pivot to like a broadly used open engine like Unreal, which is insanely powerful, but now they can dedicate time to like not having to build parts of their engine and just use what's already made. Part of me though, so people have already played, right?
Yes.
I don't know if you saw, like, Kind of Funny has played a demo of this. And so have some other like publishers and whatnot. And
yeah, I'm pretty sure everyone got to play that the sandboxy level. I don't remember the name of it right now, but it's like it's the one on that you start on the beach and then you have to go inside the various Covenant.
Yeah, I think it's
Forerunner.
like the second level of the game or something like that. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm sick. But from what I've seen, everything's been pretty positive. Is that like right?
Yeah, I've seen I think the only negative stuff I've seen about it are like the kind of more annoying stuff that like also bother me. Like I like that I'm going to get super like old about, I feel, where it's like the improved like lighting and the improved graphics like does I feel like detract from the atmosphere a little bit. And that's like one of the negative things I've seen is that like, oh, I don't actually think it looks as good as like like I don't know, like it should, or like it doesn't look as like I don't know, like it doesn't have the same feeling as I remember. But that's of course like that's just gonna be up to personal preference.
No, I'm with that 100% because my first thought when I saw it was like, yeah, this looks like Unreal. And that's like there was no like it felt to me like maybe it was like lacking style or something. And I was just like, this looks like an Unreal Engine 5 game. And like that's it. Just blanket like this is what Unreal Engine Game 5 looks like. And so yeah, like visually, like it looked nice. It's not like high end graphics. But yeah, there was something missing for me too with the way it looked. Which, maybe playing it, you get over that. I don't know. But
I would like to see like some of like the darker levels too that have that really go like especially like pillars and then the second level because yeah it's Pillars of Autumn and then it's the one where you crash land and it's like all dark and you have to my memory's kicking in and you like have to go through those basically in a line and you go through like this valley and there's a bunch of like little tiny like Covenant buildings that you kind of go in, fight a little people, and then you keep going down. That level has always been like stuck in my head as like super atmospheric, super kind of like what's going on. I would like to see something like that.
yeah.
To just like contrast because like the level that everyone got to play is like super bright for the most part. It's like that very beautiful beach.
And part of this is that, it's not just a graphical update, right? Because it's not a remaster. The anniversary stuff that's all together, those are remasters where it's the same exact game, just updated graphics. This is a remake. So along with like for that level, they can play a lot with the lighting because of the graphics and whatnot. But if they want to change stuff in the levels, they can, whether that make things more atmospheric or whatnot. One of the, I guess, complaints or concerns I saw, was there's footage of running through a level, running through this building, and people were basically like, "Oh, the sprint button makes it so much less atmospheric. Now you're just like sprinting through this, and you can't enjoy the atmosphere of this level." Which to me, I said, "Don't hit the sprint button then."
Yeah. You push the buttons you want to.
Yeah, just don't hit the sprint button. You take in the atmosphere as you want it to. Like there's nothing going on. You're just walking through a corridor. Um, but they talked about it in their video with their like remake this time, where you know trying to make it feel a little more modern and yet how you remember it. And so there are things that are going to be different, and then they were like there are very specific things that like can't change, and it's like random stuff. Like the example that they gave was like remaking a level and being like, oh no, you can't move that barrel. That barrel has to be there. And like tiny stuff like that. So like it'll be I'm gonna say interesting, probably also annoying, because Halo fans are annoying. I'm a Halo fan. Hearing like people talk about like the differences in the changes and why what they did was terrible or not terrible.
Yeah, it was something like as iconic and as like revered as Halo 1. Going back and interacting with it at all and like doing any changes almost feels like sacrilegious. One of the things that I got a kick out of in the watching one of the gameplays is that like the AI soldiers, just like them like honking the warthog to get them to go in the warthog, and their pathing was horrible, or they wouldn't do it, they wouldn't move because like the warthog was on a certain like edge of a ledge, and they're like they wouldn't even try. And all of that I kind of appreciate still being in there, because that's just like part of like the annoying charm of dealing with any of that in the old games. But it's also one of those things where I'm like, oh, you like it would maybe be a better like experience if like you just had this just, like stuff kind of work.
It just worked. Yeah. They did talk about AI too, how they were like trying to like change and adjust the AI for this this campaign and just like behaviors and whatnot. Some of the gameplay changes that they mentioned was one with the warthog, where now 4 people can sit on a warthog instead of 3.
Yeah,
because
3 and 1 person standing on top of the warthog
instead of sitting on top.
You do.
Yeah, because now you have like you sit on the bumper. Because it's a 4-player co-op, which is brand new also to Combat Evolved.
When that's the thing that most of the people I know, if they are excited about this, that's what they're excited about. It's going through and playing 4-player co-op.
A lot of what I gathered from this video that they put out, which you know what, I'll just put it on, was that they're aiming this at getting new players in, which, you know, of course it's on the PlayStation. Anyone who's been strictly in the PlayStation ecosystem hasn't played Halo before. So like, that's obviously new people, but like that was a bit of what they were trying to cater to in this video, at least. And so, it is still really nice that in this campaign, for people who have played before, there are 3 new missions, which is kind of cool. And new skulls. And like, as Halo people know, the skulls are a huge fun part of the campaign. So just, I think it's like more skulls than ever and new skulls. Just for like,
so like if you really want to punish yourself and make the game even difficult or more wacky, like it's just like that, those more options for the player, always a good thing.
Yeah, and like with Halo, like it's sort of like sandboxy like nature. I think those like extra added challenges that just help create more chaos or challenge or difficulty, whatever, just helps freshen, like it always has. It just helps freshen up the experience. And it's not like the campaign's super long or anything, right?
Yes.
It's like I forgot how many levels. It was like 10 levels, and now it's like 13 with the added 3. Um,
Mm.
and then also, I guess in Combat Evolved, when you fought the Covenant, they would use specific weapons, like for instance, like the fuel rod cannon, and some other weapons where you would kill them, and those weapons would fall to the ground, but you couldn't pick them up and use them. And now you can.
Yeah.
So now,
Just more like consistency, especially with the hunters.
mm-hmm.
When they're like, why? Like, because in the original one, it was like, yeah, they're using the fuel rod cannon that's like just the Covenant rocket launcher, basically.
Yeah,
Or it's like that laser that just is not a weapon, period, ever.
the Sentinel beam.
Yeah, but it's like before that, right? Because it's not the Sentinel beam technically.
I don't know.
But yeah. This is green, right? The one the hunters used in the first one.
Oh, that. Yeah, no, that's not a Sentinel beam.
Yeah, like the real weapon, like because they use a weapon that usually it just doesn't exist in the video game. Only hunters get access to it.
But yeah, then also with the addition of like those like Covenant weapons that you weren't allowed to pick up, they added in just like other weapons that are like staples in Halo now. Like they added the battle rifle. Battle rifle wasn't in Halo until Halo 2, but now it's gonna be in this. And like all that stuff is stuff that like it doesn't bother me. I don't know if it's gonna bother others. I wouldn't be surprised if they had like settings where it's just like
traditional versus like, yeah.
Because they do mention also you can sprint in this, but you can also turn that off. It's not even like just you don't have to sprint, just straight up like a setting where it's just like, yeah, you just can turn this off. So yeah, I would be surprised if there wasn't some sort of like classic like settings where they're like, oh yeah, and the sword, that's another huge one. You can pick up the sword in this game. What was I saying? Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of setting where it's just like you can only use the weapons that were in the original, or whatever.
One of the things that I am very curious about is that if the game is, because Halo 1 on sync like was only a 2-player co-op campaign before, right? Yep. Yeah, and so I'm very curious about what they're doing to balance it, if they even care at all to try to balance it for this for like now having 4 players. And what that does to like, that's just like one of those like design like things that really interest me. Like, is it just like we're having more enemies? Do you even have room for more enemies like in a certain area to do the 4-player co-op just to make it more varied? Or is it now just overwhelmingly in your favor because it's 4-player? Are we doubling down on the archaic loading system where if one person dies, everyone goes back to checkpoint, because that is just awful in general. So like there's that kind of stuff that I'm just fascinated by, because like that like I would like to hear those discussions at least about like what they would do, what they're trying to do at least.
Yeah, it could be more enemies, it could be more health on the enemies. They could even do stuff like I've seen this in other games before where not necessarily with more players, but like with a higher difficulty, it'll be like they'll throw in another enemy type in encounters. But with this being a remake and not a remaster, they can kind of take these spaces and open them up a little bit more.
The Silent Cartographer, that's the name of the level.
Oh yeah, that's a famous one.
Came to me.
But yeah, they can kind of open up the levels a little bit wider to accommodate four players or more enemies or whatnot. So, yeah, it's the more we talk about it, it's interesting where it's like it seems like such a simple concept, but like there's so much work and balance going into it because of like the little new things. Which also, speaking of the co-op, I'm pretty sure what they say is it is 2-player co-op local,
Hmm.
or if you play online, it's 4 players, and it's crossplay between Xbox, PC, and PlayStation 5.
Which is neat. That's like, I mean, again, like those options and that kind of stuff are things that I want to give them credit for. So
Yeah. Um, I I think a large part of this game's appeal and success
hmm
when it launches is going to be the price point that they put on it.
for sure,
Re-
because you can spend $30 and play it on Game Pass for a month.
Releasing a Halo game that's not entirely new,
Hmm.
it is a remake, and then not having any sort of like multiplayer, like
Hmm.
no like versus multiplayer stuff. Um Halo, I feel like Halo fans are gonna be down on that.
Yeah, and like I voiced this to one of my friends that same complaint. I'm like, because like it feels weird not to have the multiplayer. Not that Halo One's like multiplayer is the multiplayer Halo's famous for. I feel like two is really when it started to hit its stride, especially with like map design and whatnot. But it
Yeah,
is weird. Like my brain is like, is Wizards not going to be here? Blood Gulch and that one map that I hated with like all the teleporting doors and it's very blue and there's a lot of like walkways. Don't remember the name of it,
I don't
but
remember the name
the
of it
other
now, but I can picture it.
like not having those, and I voiced that, and my friend was just like, well, all of these maps they have these playlists in like Infinite and whatever. I'm like, you can just play those maps in Infinite. And I was like teetering back and forth, and I'm like, you're not wrong,
And
but
Infinite's
also
multiplayer
like,
is free.
yeah. And so I was like, yeah, like in, and I guess like as a developer, you don't want to take people away from who would be playing the multiplayer and split your multiplayer ecosystem. It would make sense, but it doesn't feel right. It still just doesn't feel right in my chest to just launch this game, um, s- seemingly less than it was in its original form.
Yeah, and like it like a big question that it brings up for those fans of like Halo's multiplayer who, maybe want something new, because
Mm-hmm.
like how old is Halo Infinite now? Like Halo Infinite's been out. Halo Infinite release date was 2021. So it's been 4 years.
Mm-hmm.
Almost exactly 4 years. And so seeing this project come out with no multiplayer, I can see the multiplayer fans thinking like, well, dang, then how much longer for the next
Mm.
project to release with multiplayer? Is that another 4 years? Like how far out is that next thing? So I could see that being like
Yeah.
a concern. Or
Um,
maybe they update this someday and they're just like, yeah, here we made the maps. Here's the multiplayer.
I made the map. Um, so I guess two thoughts now that I want to ask you. One is you mentioned that like there are like guns from future installments. Are there enemy types from future installments in here at all? Did they rework it? Are there the jackals with the beam rifles that are the bane of my existence on Legendary? Are there the bugs or brutes? Do you think that at all?
I would imagine that the
Mm-hmm.
enemies, because one thing they've said is the story is not changing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I would imagine if there are new enemy types,
Mm-hmm.
it would just be something like what you said, like, oh, the jackals don't just have, man, I can't remember the name of guns in Halo right now.
They use the shield and they use the
Carbine.
in carbine.
Yeah, they don't just have the carbine. Now they can have the sniper, the Covenant
Mm-hmm.
sniper, or here's like this enemy that has always been in Halo Combat Involved, but with a new weapon. I could see them doing something like that. I don't think they would just throw in a
The
new,
brutes and the bugs.
like, yeah, like just something that's just like if it doesn't make sense for the story, it wouldn't be there. Is I guess what I'm saying.
And then my second question is, what price point do you think this has to drop at?
You said $30. It might be 30.
Like, because I said it because like that's what Game Pass price is, right?
Yeah.
Like now for its premium. Like
yeah.
I think this at $30 that works. That's a reasonable price to get this game and get what it is. Do I think it's gonna be lower than 60? I don't I don't trust Microsoft to do that.
I think 30 feels good. I think 40 is kind of pushing it. I don't think it's terrible, but I think 30 like helps it makes a little noise, you know?
Yeah, like that gets people going. But Chris, we didn't get to talk about this because it was like I think in between the week, but like it has to have a 30% profit for like in order for like 343 to say solvent or whatever the fuck. Did you see that?
No,
I didn't.
But this sounds
Microsoft proper said Xbox has to have to hit 30% profit margins on all of their releases, which a normal developer is typically around like 19 to 22.
Uh-huh.
A lot of like Matt Piscatellas and a lot of like the businessy people were saying, and that this 30% directive started in like basically the same time that Microsoft bought Activision Blizzard. So but nothing will change when they buy Activision Blizzard.
Nope. Just business as usual, same old same. Yeah, so that sounds like nothing has succeeded for them since they bought Activision Blizzard.
I don't know. Like I don't know, the romantic in me wants Halo to be good again. I want 343 to make a good Halo game.
Yeah. They're not even called 343 anymore. I think they're just called like the Halo Studio.
Yeah, and so, that's why they changed the name. Is like if we're called the Halo Studio, maybe we can make a good Halo game.
Yeah.
And maybe it takes going back to the well to do that. And if this succeeds, I mean, and makes money, maybe they'll just be stuck in creative rut, and then it will just be like the Halo 2, the Halo 3 remake, Reach remake, or maybe they'll go off in a different direction, or maybe the battle royale thing is heavily implied.
Yeah, I think it's so weird because like Battlefield 6 released last week or a couple weeks ago, right? And just I think today the Battlefield 6 Battle Royale mode released.
Yes, it was. Yeah.
And it's I haven't seen what people thought yet, but it sounds like people are like a little like apprehensive about it. I think a Halo Battle Royale at launch builds more momentum than like a Battlefield 6 Battle Royale would. I'm just scared of anything going Battle Royale now, and just like
it feels 10 years too late for everything now.
It's true. It just like for something like that, for like a Battle Royale, you would just hope that like that's not what they didn't put all their eggs in that basket. I think the Halo, for me, I love Halo. I've always loved Halo. I like its gameplay more than like Call of Duty, and like its gunplay and stuff like that more than Call of Duty. With its like arena style gameplay where you are like picking up weapons on the map and whatnot, like it just everything translates to like too seamlessly into a battle royale. So like I think they can just like dip their toes into it and even have some success.
Mhm.
Doesn't need to be 100 players. If it is, like, big number is, cooler, right? That's what they say.
One of the Halos does have like one of those big match types, right? That's
Infinite.
like like 30v30 or like something like the huge
I don't
battle
even know
war
if that game mode is around or not anymore, but they did like touch on a wasn't even battle royale.
Mm-hmm.
You had lives. It almost seemed like they had ideas and they were just
Mm-hmm.
going to test them here. Because it was a giant map, not giant, but bigger than like a standard Halo map.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a free for all, but with like 30 players or something like that. But you had lives in it.
Mm-hmm.
And I forget exactly how it worked, if there was like a ring or something that closed in to like bring the players closer together. It might have just been points, like you had to get to certain locations to get points, so that brought
Mm-hmm.
people together. I can't remember, but it was okay. It wasn't battle royale. It didn't feel like battle royale playing it, at least. Because
Like
some battle royale typically has some sort of like tension to it.
mm-hmm.
Where like this just didn't feel like it had as much to me.
One of the things that like I find interesting, and this might be the last thing I have to say about Halo,
Mm-hmm.
as a franchise, so we can move on, is that um for something that is like kind of defined how shooter multiplayers has existed, I feel like all of their attempts to like trend chase certain like multiplayer shooter genres has like fallen a little bit of flat. Like Fire Team, right? That's their horde mode.
Yeah,
I remember playing that and being like, well, this just doesn't feel like what I want from like a multiplayer horde mode. Like it didn't feel like
or firefight. That's what
exactly
it
right.
was.
Firefight, that's what it is.
Firefight.
So like not Fire Team, Firefight. And then like it felt like every time there was a new multiplayer like micro genre, they would do an attempt on that, and it was like it just never. I was just like, why would I play this other than playing SWAT or just standard deathmatch?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and so like I'm like a little worried about what a Halo battle royale would feel like.
Yeah, I loved firefight, but again, that was my time for Halo. I loved anything Halo did
Mm-hmm.
back then. Yeah. So that's Halo. Uh,
No.
Riding around on warthogs has a whole new feeling now
Mm-hmm.
in Halo.
I wonder
And
if they'll keep the Breaking Benjamin song.
was it Breaking Benjamin?
Halo, I think
Didn't
blow
like
me away, Breaking Benjamin.
didn't like
That's Halo 2. Sorry, that's Halo 2.
wasn't
Fuck.
like Incubus or someone in there too?
Also on Halo 2.
Yeah,
Yeah. The
crazy.
when you get into the Banshee, I know this by fact because huge Incubus fan, is like when you get into the Banshee for the first time, there's like the that is Incubus.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But yeah, maybe so. Halo 2 is Breaking Benjamin and Incubus. So I don't know if there is like a famous band doing Halo 1 song, if there was, and if they would redo that.
Or maybe they just get a famous band. I don't know. Does Halo hold
Mm-hmm.
that weight still? Who knows? I mean, Microsoft holds that
Probably.
money. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Doma says when Grandma says I got you Halo on the PlayStation, uh, she can totally be right.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
New era.
Next up, riding around on warthogs is cool and all, but what about riding around on warp stars and other types of machines? And
Everybody Kirby air riding.
yeah, I loved that song. Love that song. Yeah. So anyway, Sakurai.
If you watch both of these direct, you have watched Kirby Air Rides previews longer than the Super Mario Bros. Movie.
Wow, you're so right, and I have.
So 2 hours worth of Kirby Air Ride
I
previews.
have watched more Kirby Air Riders direct than the Super Mario Brothers movie. Um, what did this Direct do for you?
It just reestablished that I think this game is just so polished, and there's like a quote going all the way to the end that like did just make me like feel way more confident about this game, which is when Sakurai goes like, "This is it for Kirby Air Riders, like this franchise." He's like, "I put my all into this video game," and that more than anything has instilled like faith that like it's gonna have the meat, it's gonna have the potato, whatever the metaphor that people do with those words.
It's got the gravy.
It has it. Yeah, it feels so polished and put together, and like Sakurai's really the only person at Nintendo who likes to have settings in his video games. And like so stuff like that just makes it feel like more special. Not every mode he talks about here is that interesting. Not every little thing you can do in this game is that interesting. Like the gummies, like when he talks about how you can get gummies and you can just go to a street and look at all your gun. It doesn't need to exist, but it's in the game. That's neat.
That was hilarious and confusing to me. Just to him be like, and you get these gummies, and it's just like, oh, okay, cool. What do we do with the gummies? He's like, just throw them around, hit them. That's it. Look at them.
I'm like, okay, that's it.
All right. Got a screen full of gummies now that I'm just like smacking around with a hammer. Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I'm so fucking confident about this video game that it's gonna rule.
Like a millionaire, yeah.
But yeah, how about you? What did you feel? Did you get to watch the whole thing?
I did watch the whole thing.
Your sick week?
So I didn't see this the day it aired. It was like a day or two later. And there was all kinds of hype for this. So I went into this like feeling like, oh man, I hope I'm not disappointed. I hope.
Yeah. And then you watch an entire like 20 minutes about this top-down mode that will play for 5-10 minutes.
Yeah. Basically, so I thought that the hype, I'm happy about the hype that this direct instilled. I thought people seemed like they were maybe slightly more hype than they need to be, or than I not need to be, but then that I would expect from like the general public. I thought the people who all were like into this already, those are the people who I thought would be like super, super hyped. But it just seemed like more people were hyped up about it, which is great. I just didn't see why those people were as hype. Because what this direct did for me is similar to what you were saying, where it just like it demonstrated just like, yeah, the polish that this game has. Like each individual mode and screen just feels like it's filled with as much as they could possibly do with it. Yeah, it looks ultra polished. Each individual mode, none of it feels like it's just tacked on.
Yeah.
Like you said, we got like 20 minutes in this top ride section, which has like its own unique courses that are based off of like the traditional courses. And then it has its own like items and its own item system.
Its own control scheme.
Its own control scheme, multiple ways that you can like do the control scheme. Like top down, to me, this is a cool down or build up like side game.
Yeah.
Where it's fun. It's nice. It's more fleshed out in this version than the last one, for sure. But it's just kind of like, I guess this is a mode to me that's like, it's nice to have. If it wasn't there, would I be upset? No, I'd just be like, oh, okay, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of like images and screens in this direct that like it's Sakurai, so it looks like
Mhm.
it reminds me of like Smash Brothers, but with just like a little extra flair and production to it. So I'm just kind of like throughout the screen, I'm like that's some of the stuff that kind of like impressed me. Whereas like, oh yeah, this screen reminds me of Smash Bros, but it's a little fancier. It's got a little more polish, a little more shine to it. I don't know what it is, but like,
Mhm. It's got
uh,
that Kirby whimsy.
yeah. And then, like you said, Sakurai isn't doing any more DLC for this. He's not making it a series. He said he put everything he had into this. You're gonna get it day one. This is day one patch, and that's your content. That's you got the full game.
And
Uh,
that's like it's just such a refreshing, I think, like almost like anti modern day capitalism like approach to something. Not that like Nintendo often, I mean, like parts of Nintendo, like Pokemon companies out there being like rolling out DLC before the game comes out, or like, but most of like Nintendo games don't super rely on a lot of that like post launch content. But to have Sakurai come out and be like, hey, no, this is it. We're good. We don't need anything more. The only money I want from you is like is the money to buy the game for the first time. Um, and that's super refreshing to see that like they're not out here just trying to like I don't know, like cynically like hide features or like do a lot of like the fighting game thing of like we already have made X characters, but we're like delaying it so that you have to buy it later kind of thing.
yeah, they're.
Um,
I can't tell you how many games I've played in the past where I buy the game, I'm playing it, and then a couple months later DLC releases,
mm,
and like I download the DLC and it's like a kilobyte of data because the DLC was
yeah.
already there. It just unlocked
Hmm.
it for me. Um, that's annoying.
Yeah.
That stinks. And yeah, it is. There's a different headspace that you can go into this game just knowing like this is the game. It's the full game.
Hmm.
Maybe there's tweaks, balance changes, or something like that with stuff.
Hmm.
If things just like aren't fun or aren't bug fixes, if things aren't working the right way, but like that these are your courses, these are your characters and your items, and you just know going into this is what I have, and that, like that's it. You don't have to like. There's no thought process of being like, oh man, like I hope they do DLC. I hope they announce
Hmm.
DLC because like you don't even have to think about that. You just know.
Hmm.
Um, yeah, and this mode here, this
Yeah.
road trip mode that just popped up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
The like what seems like the story mode while also being a roguelike mode.
yeah, it's also like some sort of roguelike mode. It made me think this is like again just like related to Smash. This is kind of like their what is it? Adventure mode?
Adventure mode or like even maybe all-star mode.
Maybe classic. I can well, I guess it just because it merges so many things. Um, but I like a lot of what I was looking for in this game or in
Mhm.
this direct was like what are the stuff that's going to keep casual players or kids like coming back over and over again. And like this kind of seems like a mode to me where I could see like I just spent a week with like a 7 and a 10-year old,
Mhm.
and a 2-year old, but uh
He doesn't know what's going
so
on, or they don't know what's going on.
she doesn't know
Yeah.
what any of this is. But like I was playing games with yeah, the 7 and 10-year old, and like with their perspective like on how they were playing games, I could see them like playing through this multiple times and just like
Mhm.
changing your characters or just because you have those different paths and just being like, oh, I
Mhm.
like this one, let me do this. I don't know, it for whatever reason this mode stuck out to me as something that like because it's single
I
player.
love these little cutscenes.
I don't
I
know.
just saw one of the little cutscenes show up where it's just like there seems to be like almost this like choose your own adventure way of dealing with like these certain roadblocks.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't the stream doesn't say that like the bomb or the heart like what that will do to Wispy. Woody it's Wispy Woods, but it doesn't matter what his name is right now. Like it doesn't say like what will be the outcome of that, like
Yeah.
which path you took before that. But I like the fact that there seems to be different things that interact with these little cutscenes that are just adorable.
Yeah.
Because I love Kirby.
It's yeah. Kirby is adorable. So like just throwing those, and also the art style in those. There's something about the art style on those cutscenes where it's like also kind of cute. Because it's like I don't know, there's something about it where it's like almost like pop-up book to me. Like that's what I was thinking. Um but yeah, so stuff that was keeping kids coming back is I think that route mode. Like I think that's the mode that's going to keep people just like who aren't just like playing online or like don't have like a ton of friends to play with. I think that's what they're going to be doing is like that road trip mode. And then like this again, this is the kind of stuff where it's like this extra sort of like polish and touches like this lobby system, this lobby room.
Which is the class. It's like that modern day FGC lobby room too.
Yeah, exactly. This is like what you get when you play a fighting game. This is that lobby. And especially because they were saying like you can have all these people in this paddock, as they called it. And a bunch of people can be doing different things. A bunch of different game modes can be happening. And like, man, what if Smash had this?
Yeah.
What if Smash had this? Can we get a Smash update with something like this?
And like it, yeah, it looks fun, and you like every character has their own little like movement system that like is like their character. Like there's so much polish in this that I love. Like it very much was like Chef Kawasaki and like DDD were like moving differently, and like that's just like not something you needed to do. Most
exactly
like, things have that just that like you have your PNG of your character or whatever, your 3D model of your character, but why have these extra mechanics? Because it feels right, and that's such a beautiful like just outlook at like the design.
Yeah, because this easily could have just been like everyone's a Kirby, but you can customize your Kirby with different colors and hats. But no, they just put every character model in here and like animated every character model to run in this kart racing game. And like it's so again, all that extra polish and love is just like it helps make the game feel more dense. Because like one of the things that I thought about this before heading into this direct was like the full product seemed a little like skimpy compared to other things. Like if you compare it to like Mario Kart World has I don't even how many tracks are Mario Kart World. There's so many, and like it has like its Grand Prix, it has its knockout tour, it's battle mode, it's open world, multiplayer, single player. Like it felt like a much larger package. What?
Oh, you disappeared for the first time this whole stream.
Oh damn!
But it's fine.
But yeah, so like Mario Kart World, like putting all that stuff together felt like such a larger package than what Kirby Air Riders had to offer. But like this direct just made it feel like while there might be like less, it still feels like there's maybe like less modes or something, but every mode just has things jam packed into it, and then just like these little fringe things around the corner that like even just the lobby, like it's just a lobby, but it still feels like a new big deal.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
A second.
and then also they're talking about the ranking system right now, which I think was hilarious, where he was like, "Hey, this number over
Yeah.
this number over here isn't like Smash's GSP." And then he explained it, and I was just like, "That sounds exactly like Smash's GSP, but whatever." And then
Mm-hmm.
and then the colors. He's like, "And this is your rank, and here's the colors, and you know, a higher rank doesn't mean you're more important."
It was really cute just to be like, because his like love hate relationship with the competitive scene for any of his video games.
Yeah.
Because like there's stuff in here that like are obviously like throw that kind of scene a bone. It's a little later when he talks about like the 8 versus 8 mode, and I'm like, I could very easily see it turning into like a team esport type of thing. Um, and so Sakurai like obviously wants you to like think about how you would be able to compete with people in a way that like maybe matters, but at the same time, his focus is on pleasing everybody, I think.
Yeah, he recognizes that you need to have like different like matchmaking pools of players to keep it fun for everyone,
Mm-hmm.
but he hates that it has to be a rank.
Yeah.
Like he hates the idea of having people need to like climb ranks,
Mm-hmm.
which is also why I'm sure the different ranks in here aren't numbers, they're colors, you
Mm-hmm.
know? Like I'm sure that was some like slight psychological thing where it's like, well, we don't want people to say they're in rank 1. We want people to say
Yeah.
they're in rank green.
I just want to point out that when they were showing off the new courses, and one of them was the question mark one,
Mm-hmm.
they were playing Marx's theme
Mm-hmm.
from the versus Marx is technically the name of the song, and I popped off, and I'm like, I hear versus Marx, I hear his theme. Where is this motherfucker? Where is he? Because and then like like in the next like sometime in the next 15 minutes they show off Marx is playable, and I went, yes, he's
Yeah.
here in
Yeah.
my weird evil cloud.
Yeah. And I was like, maybe that's what this direct did is just like they just like kept showing off more and more
Mm-hmm.
and more and more and more of stuff that they already showed off, like the riders. Like, I don't know if I was expecting to see more riders
Mm-hmm.
in this
Yeah, more riders, more car like machines,
and more machines.
more
Yeah.
just more of everything. And like even at the end of this, he teases a little bit of like, and there's still more for you to find out. I'm like, what? How? What?
Yeah. Like when he was talking about like when they started showing off the riders and they like,
Mm-hmm.
I forget exactly how he says it, but he says something along the lines of like, and like he's like, there are more riders, and this is the last ones that we're going to be showing off. So like for some reason, the way he said it to me was like,
Mm-hmm.
there are still more characters, but you'll have to wait for the game to release to see them, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Also, they could be unlockable characters because this game does have
Mm-hmm.
unlocks.
Yeah, unlocks and including all this customizable unlockable stuff too. You can make your guy look different,
Yeah,
put a hat on.
he said, the unlocks would be easy to get. But yeah, the customization stuff, we're hot off the tails of Sonic Crossworlds,
Mm-hmm.
which has a pretty solid customization to it. But there was still something about this customization that like impressed me. Sonic Crossworlds is basically like, you choose the colors and the material finish of it. Um, and then you can place like essentially stickers on your car.
Mm-hmm.
And like it is impressive. It is good.
Mm-hmm.
And in this, there was something about it, like it's the same thing basically. You don't choose like the materials or whatnot, but it's just like you can change colors and put stickers and stuff on it. But then there's also like something about the way that like the patterns that you can put on the car,
Mm-hmm.
can be moved around, felt I guess more polished or something. But it looked like it wasn't just a sticker. It looked like easier to control and like to create something different.
You get more freedom for you to express like whatever creativity you have with your little air rider.
Yeah, because in Sonic Crossworlds, like you can't overlap things. And there are certain parts of the car where you can't put stickers on. Some stickers you can, or decals, whatever they're called. Some decals you can only put on specific parts of the car. It's not even just like, you can't put any sticker on this part of the car, but also these branded stickers have to be on the front. And I get why a lot of that is there, is so that people don't create unfortunate images in a game that children play. I don't think you'll have that problem in this game with like the freedom that you have with its customization, but yeah, I don't know, something about it, just like Domo in the chat said, the customization in air riders might be better, and I think I agree, like it could be.
Yeah, I just remember being like very like just pleased with it and being like, oh, this is awesome. And then once you get to the hats, I was like in love. I was like, I can't wait to give everyone a hat. And they're like, well, like occasionally, like, like the power up that you get will like override your hat.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't care. I'm putting a hat on everyone. DDD's getting a hat.
Yep.
Meta Knight's getting a hat. I was like, they already have, some of them already have hats. I'm like, okay, they got a different hat.
And then
Doma said in the chat, the little trinkets like that you can have, like your little
they're like
your charms.
Yeah, the little charms. I was gonna say it's a bad. I hate that this is the comparison, but it's like gun charms and like Call of Duty and stuff like that. But it's like,
or phone charms.
Phone
like
charms.
You in real life that you would put.
Yeah. But yeah, those are cute. Have little Kirby's hanging off, Kirby charms and whatnot.
The home run derby.
Yeah.
Is there.
Oh, the punching bag, the sandbag.
Yeah. Sandbag.
So yeah, I don't know how much more will we have to say about Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah. Global demo, November 8th, 9th, it looked like, and 15th, 16th, I think, depending on your region exactly. That's really neat if you want to test it out beforehand. And then also, I really like I'm like kind of in my I don't really want more physical stuff era. You can see behind me I got a bunch, but like I'm like a little bit done with that. But man, these amiibos and them being customizable and moving them around, they look so good.
And they're big.
They're
big. Hold on, can I see these amiibos in here? Let me skip ahead. Time attack. Yeah. Oh, that's another thing. Since I just passed over.
Gosh darn.
The time attack. No leaderboards.
That's the Sakura being like, all right, stop competing.
Yep.
Like, to be fair, a leaderboard itself, like you can just like people will have like a website or some kind of thing being like, hey, I upload my video. This is how fast, like on speedrun.com or something. Like,
yeah,
this is how fast I done it. So there will be leaderboards, just not inherently in the system. So whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, there's the amiibos. They're giant compared to the old ones. Like, look how big that DDD is on that. Jeez.
I love it. I love them all.
So big. I don't know. He did so. Yeah, Demo said probably because certain stars / characters are going to be way better at specific tracks. He also did show when he showed off the like you have personal leaderboards basically. Like it keeps track of like your own records. Every course you could see your best time with every different machine. So you can, track that, I guess. That helps you kind of see, I guess, like if you're like really practicing, you can see like, all right, well, my times are consistently better on this track when I use this machine, and like here's all the numbers, like all the machines together, here they are. This is the one that I do the best with, here's the one that I do the worst with. So like that's cool that you can see like that type of information from the leaderboards. I just like in-game leaderboards with like,
yeah, I mean, yeah,
you know, friends and whatnot. But
I do think I'd prefer it to like the kind of like again like the extra hoops and ladders you have to go to have it now. Like now you and I just have to message each other and be like, all right, I got this much with this, like on this map with this and this, like, and that's just an extra step when we could just like look at a screen in the game and go, all right, I saw C parts do this, good.
yeah, because there are things where it's like I didn't play it a lot, but I played some Neon White, and Neon White has those leaderboards. Huh?
Okay. I was just mumbling about how much I love Neon White. It's just one of the greatest games of all time.
Neon White's real cool. But like just seeing like friend leaderboards in that game was enough for me to be like, let me go back to this level and try a couple more times because I really want to beat this person. You know, I got really close to getting second on my friends list. Really want to knock K out of their spot. So like, yeah, for me, like, I don't know, friend leaderboards specifically are like a little less competitive, but still like help drive you to like keep getting better records and whatnot. But whatever, it's Sakurai.
Oh, actually, yeah,
you'll have communities keeping track of stuff, like you said, Domo said. You know, they'll be unofficial leaderboard.
I'm also just like, I'm just curious because like the what's on the screen for me right now is the stuff that's leading into like the story mode stuff and like the scary DDD looking dude. And I just like, I want to know how they handle the story like in that road trip mode. Like, is it going to be like it just tells like you play as Kirby and like it just tells the story as you play as Kirby, or does that change if you play as a different character? I don't know. There's just like little things that like he doesn't really touch upon, but like that cinematic definitely has everyone in it. And definitely sees like seems like it's setting up the big like narrative. I don't know how big of a narrative it can have for the type of game it is, but you know.
I think you can play as any character through it. I am sick. Yes. Sorry. I was super zoned out, so I don't know how my mic has been. If I've been like sniffling into the mic, I've been like zoned out. What was I saying? Yeah, he said something along the lines of like, this is a story where everyone can be the main character. So I imagine you can play in through the story mode as not just Kirby.
Said, I don't know how my mic has been, and then I immediately stopped being able to hear you.
Oh, great. Can you hear me now? Whoa. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
There we go.
Yeah, I said that Sakurai says at some point in here that like everybody, it's a story where everyone is the main character or can be the main character. So
yeah, it's just a Chris and I thing.
It is just yeah. We have this weird thing the last couple episodes we've done where like through Discord, Kay has a tough time hearing me. It like cuts out.
I think something's up with my sound system, which is not a very fun fix. Anyway.
Yeah.
But I heard you say that, so
yeah,
that's at least good.
So yeah, I don't know. This game comes out in just under a month. I think it's November 20th. Is that right?
Yeah, let me pull up the thing again just to be
I think
sure.
it's November 20th. And no price
You're
on it.
correct.
Yeah, November 20th. No price on it yet. Um, I want to try to play that playtest.
It's $70.
It is 70.
You go to Nintendo's official website, the digital edition says it's $70.
Okay. Um, but yeah, I want to try to play that playtest because I want to see what it has to offer for like game modes and whatnot. Um, but like, yeah, I played City Trials at PAX and enjoyed it, and um had had like a fun chaotic time, and would like to see how like playing through a couple times like you kind of like understand that chaos and like how I, you know, just how I feel better about more game time with it, or if it's just constant like,
Mhm.
yeah, I can't control shit and I'm going too fast. This is nuts. um it does say $70, right? So yeah, I played
Mhm,
it
mhm, mhm.
before. I want to play it more because it looks good. And yeah, it's yeah, Domo said the playtest hours are awful. Um let me
Your exact
see,
hours are.
yeah, if we can get those hours on screen real quick. Kirby Air Riders playtest. I've got it. So November 8th, you can play from midnight to 6 a.m. Pacific time, and then 4 p.m. to 10 a.m.
Mhm,
What? That doesn't
mhm.
make sense.
Yeah.
That wait, this doesn't make sense at all.
No, that's how it is. So midnight, the moment the clock strikes midnight on November 8th, you can play for 6 hours. Then you can't play for 8 hours,
Yeah,
or no, 10 hours,
but
and
it
then you can
says
play for
I
6 hours.
I think this is messed up. I think they messed up the time here because I'm looking at a Reddit thread.
Oh, I'm looking at Nintendo.com,
Okay,
so
because it
I
says
can
4 p.m.
send you
to
this.
10 a.m.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, it's 4 p.m. to 10
Um,
p.m., right?
yeah, it's 10 p.m.
Okay.
I mean, I can send you this, or I can just also say out loud. And then yeah, November 8th is 4 p.m. to 10 p.m. as you said, Pacific time. It's all
Mhm.
Pacific time. November 9th, 7 a.m. until 1 p.m. Pacific time. November 15th, and then it just repeats the same thing, but for November 15th and 16th. So
Yeah.
it's 12 to 6, 4 to 10, 7 to 1. Bonkers, weird, bizarre. It's
So
Nintendo. And these hours are mostly, I think, just to find like a time for like each of their like target regions, I bet. Like the November 8th probably makes more sense for people in Japan. But yeah, the
yeah.
4 to 10 works for you really well. And then the 7 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Yeah, because
works pretty decently for like East Coast
yeah,
people.
so
I
what
don't
is
know.
it? These Eastern times are 3 a.m. to 9 a.m. and
7 to 1,
7 p.m. to 1 a.m.
and then 10 to 4, which would probably be maybe the best for me.
Hmm. There'll be
Bizarre.
there'll be a time in there somewhere where I can get on and try.
Mm.
They're great for Japan, I believe it.
And that will have lessons, air ride, and city trial.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are 3 maps for city trial. And then you can walk around in the lobby.
Yeah, the paddock I think it said is only available for 16 players, but in the full release it will be 32 people that you can have in a paddock,
Mm-hmm.
which is a lot. That's 2 full games of city trials.
Yeah. It's gonna be awesome. I'm excited. I can't wait to get my hands on this. I'm being forced to buy this from by some of my friends anyway. So
Gotta play with Alex.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh man, yeah. Air Riders tournaments at Smash events easy peasy. I hope so.
Air Raiders tournaments, period.
Especially with like
Let's
how
go.
quick the games are. Like Smash, like it, yeah. Should be cool, hopefully.
Somebody sign me up for their 8v8. I don't actually have the ability to work with 7 other people, but
you don't have to work with them. You just tell them what to do. You got to be the boss.
Whoa!
You just be the captain.
All right, guys.
Race real good.
We're gonna be really aiming for a flight game this time. So make sure that you get your flight powers better. 33 repeating, of course.
Of course.
All right. Speaking of little Nintendo guys.
Little Nintendo guys. Kirby's a little guy, and so are Pikmin.
Even littler.
And speaking of little, this is a little update. The Pikmin 4. We all remember, we talked about it on the show. That close to you is what they called it. That
The just short Nintendo dropped just like by itself without any explanation, and then like a day later was like, hey, that short Pikmin all along. Leaving everyone going, what the heck is happening? What are you doing?
Yeah, with that video, yeah, they released it and you couldn't see the Pikmin. And then the next day, they updated it, the same video, so you can see the Pikmin. And now the video is just both trailers back to back. Now it's a trailer of no Pikmin followed by the trailer with the Pikmin. And what it all means, is that Pikmin 4. Yeah, see, now there's Pikmin. Pikmin 4 is getting an update. Let's go open this. Nope, not that guy.
I need to play Pikmin 4 to understand the lore anymore.
No.
Because, like, isn't 1 and 2 very strictly a post-apocalyptic Earth? Or post, like, humanity Earth?
I don't remember. I never cared about it. About that part of Pikmin.
Come on. You're just like, this is an RTS I can play on my console?
Yeah,
like,
basically.
All I've ever wanted.
Yeah.
It's very important to me. You should care about this. One of your 3 Smash Bros. Mains is Olimar.
Used to be.
They gave up on
I haven't played
just like the butts.
No. Yeah, I don't know. So this update is I guess what that video was leading into. Pikmin 4 update. It's got like these things here, these decor Pikmin, which I have some questions about. So you can find these decor Pikmin. They're hidden around, and they're Pikmin that are like dressed up, like this one on screen right now. He's got a little ladybug toy that he's dressed up in, and they follow you around, and they do like the chores with you and whatnot. What if they get eaten? If they get eaten, do you just lose that decor Pikmin forever?
Yeah, maybe they're gone forever. And that decor Pikmin is like, that's one you've had a bond with. It just makes the emotional attachment of Pikmin even more devastating.
It's true. That's exactly what it does. You're like, no, my little ice cream hat Pikmin got eaten.
As a younger person playing Pikmin 1, I like remember stopping and being like, I'm just sad all my guys are dying. And now as an adult, I've had to like just stomach the sadness and just swallow it and just be like, okay,
yeah,
we have to beat the big guy.
Yeah. But yeah, so there's, the decor Pikmin are basically like a new type of collectible. There's a new camera mode. And difficulty settings.
Yeah, that's neat.
So that's neat. What did I say here? It's free update. So that's cool. Photo mode, decor Pikmin, difficulty levels, and it will be released in November along with a new demo for Pikmin 4.
Yeah, I think this is really neat. One, I mean, like the demo, especially just to get more people to try Pikmin. I mean, I know Miyamoto himself loves Pikmin so gosh darn much.
Mm-hmm.
And um, just all of this kind of free update stuff is just going to make what, from my understanding, is a really good game even better. That's always neat. Um, so yeah, hell yeah, good on Nintendo for doing all of this.
Is it? Do you think it's enough?
I think that most of this maybe should have been thought about and put in the game before it was released. But there are these things that just like I don't. This is one of those like talking points where I feel like if I wasn't talking about Nintendo, it would be like I would have a different like kind of tone to
Mm-hmm.
this where I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, this is all like surprising to me because Nintendo's doing it. I think 90% of other developers would have a lot of these things in the game already. But Nintendo doesn't usually do like photo mode kind of stuff. I don't remember very well in difficulty levels and like that kind of stuff is feels par for the course. But it's just not. I'm not used to seeing Nintendo do that, especially like way later in the game after it's been out.
They
Um,
are photo mode is becoming a Nintendo thing. Because they got a good photo mode in Mario Kart World, for example.
yeah,
You
you're right.
know,
You're right.
so
You're right.
they are like stepping into that photo mode. I think they're seeing the appeal of like, oh hey,
Mm-hmm.
we can make people share things from our game that we've already approved, basically, because we put
Mm-hmm.
like, they can be creative and whatnot. I mean, I think the biggest part of this update for people is the difficulty
Mm-hmm.
levels. that's
Mm-hmm.
that's the part to me that's cool, where essentially another way to play. Like if it's too easy for you, you can and like you could potentially rank up the difficulty for a harder experience, or lower the experience if it's too easy, whatever. um I don't think this
Yeah,
moves the needle too much to like
yeah.
get more people
It's
to
not like
buy the game.
the biggest thing, but it is something that like maybe people who wouldn't have tried it, or maybe I mean like okay, think Nintendo, like they're probably thinking about like you own the game already, this free update, maybe your little sibling or whatever like now has an easier attempt to like try the game and then become Pikmin mania now, right? Like it's
Pikmania.
just like little stuff that I think helps the brand overall,
Yeah.
but not the biggest thing in the world.
It's just so interesting to me that like we had that mysterious shadow drop trailer into like the reveal that it's Pikmin, into this Pikmin 4 free update. It like the whole time it made me thinking like, is there something bigger coming? And like maybe there is still something bigger coming, but this is what we've got for now to keep thinking about Pikmin.
Yeah, so it's like, hey, remember Pikmin, keep remembering Pikmin. Now we're building up for Pikmin TV show, Netflix short, like kind of, or like whatever you might think, like because you could easily do like, the short is a thing, and I don't love this short, but you could easily have like a little Pikmin mini series of them just doing cute weird things.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you should play 4.
Yeah,
I should
I should play three.
I should continue to play 4. Three's good. I liked 3. I should continue to play 4. I've only played a little bit of it.
Mm-hmm. Playing a
Runs
lot of women too, though.
great
Mm-hmm.
on the Nintendo Switch 2. I don't,
Yeah, it's just that's a matter of like reaching a point where I'm not trying to play something that's coming out right now constantly, which is hard.
it could be November, which we'll get to later. We'll talk about the games coming out in November.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, but that I get, small update for small little guys in Pikmin. Um, is the next guy.
Oh,
Is he a small little guy? You look at him as a small little guy or a normal size guy?
the prince.
The prince
The prince is
from
tiny.
Katamari. He's tiny.
Yeah, he's so tiny. He's like microscopic.
Is he?
And then
Okay.
yeah, and like even when the ball is super big, he's still super small. He just has the forces of the cosmos to move the ball.
So
That's all canon, I think.
a new Katamari game came out. First, like, brand new Katamari game in forever, right?
Forever. Yeah, I mean, there's like a mobile game and whatnot, but even that mobile game is like in somewhere in like 2016, 2017 range.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, this is the first brand new
Console.
Katamari Damacy console release, PC release that Bandai Namco has tried in a very long time.
Mhm.
Obviously, the original creator is not attached. He's off doing his own things. He didn't even want there to be sequels, but it popped off too much. Bandai Namco and no, we must have sequels, and those are okay. This one understands Katamari, which I
Hell yeah.
am so pleased about. I'm so like positive and on this video game. Just the amount of love for Katamari, the feeling, the music, the just like I don't know, the whimsy, the silliness, like it's just such a pleasant experience.
Is it
It's like,
is it just, um is there anything about this Katamari that makes it feel like it's modern Katamari, or is it?
damn, you cut out right as you asked the
God
question. What's
dang it.
happening? It was doing so well
It
earlier.
was doing well, huh?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the game, because everything about this game that I've seen, I haven't played it yet, but it looks like classic, good old weirdo Katamari. And I'm especially with like different people working on this and whatnot. I'm curious to find out like what could be new or different about this. If there is anything, I don't know what sort of like modernization this game could potentially get or need. Um, but it's just been so long. I'm curious. Like, have they updated some you know some gameplay loops or the controls or whatnot? Are you there? No, K ain't there. I'm vamping. Um. So yeah, I have heard other than K. This was my first time hearing K's thoughts about it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you're back.
I can, so it's weird. So I can hear you if I turn on the stream, but it's just like for whatever reason the Discord call itself is like a little bit messed up. But um I heard the last couple of things that you said. Um but like to further expound on my thoughts, I think really is that like it feels like it's still Katamari. There's the concept itself isn't inherently, they haven't gone off the rails with what Katamari is.
Mm-hmm.
It still is going to feel like a Katamari video game. It just feels like a very fucking good Katamari video game. The core concept of it's just you're a Katamari and you're traveling through time to help fix the stuff that the King Cosmos did. Pretty simple, but that allows you to have just really fun playgrounds just to do the Katamari stuff. You're in ancient Greece. You're in like the Wild Wild West. You're in like Edo period Japan, like all these different eras, and it's just like fun to like really just like break down all of that in the different kind of soundtracks that you use to like kind of to play with those eras. But then they take it a step forward where I think this game it really does. And if one of like the mobile games or something has some of these mechanics and I just don't know about them, I apologize. But they're new to me, is that like there are certain levels that have multiple branching pathways. One example is that there's a pirate ship level. And at a certain point, an octopus just appears, jumps on the ship, and the King Cosmos just mentioned something about the octopus, and he goes, "You don't have to pick it up, but we're getting a weird feeling from it." And so then at that point, that level splits into two. If you just continue to get bigger and you hit X amount of size, another pirate ship will raid you, and then you have two pirate ships to roll up on. Or if you get that octopus before you hit a certain size limit, um, then a kraken will overtake the ship, and then you're underwater, and it's a whole different playground. And so there's stuff like that like add this kind of like dynamic, um, just like puzzle and like just like it's something special to like the level design where it's like it's just different. And before it used to be like, oh, if you get bigger you can just go explore a different, like you're now bigger so you can leave the house. And this just adds a little bit of like cinematic quality, has a little bit of like um production value and like fun to the discovery of each level. Like, and now I go back and I'm like, oh, there are other branching pathways I might have missed. Super neat, super cool.
Yeah, that does sound like that's it. I struggled to think of like what they could do differently with levels and like like that gameplay loop.
Mm-hmm.
Because they do things like the natural progression through it is like as you're getting bigger, you have more access to the
Mm-hmm.
playground or whatnot. Um, but yeah, that like sort of like cinematic, like what I did mattered, and now this is happening, and this is my playground, versus just
Yeah.
like I got big and now I can go over here. That's a nice, fun change. And it makes it feel like something where it helps you feel like you've accomplished something while you're still
Mm-hmm.
doing the level, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's cool. I've heard pretty much nothing. I haven't heard a lot about this game, but I've heard pretty much nothing but good.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah. It's just like it just feels like they understood the assignment. They understood the assignment, like and they made it just fun because that's all Katamari is supposed to be.
yeah.
Katamari to me has always been a game that like it helps me calm down. It helps me relax. I feel joy while playing it because it's so fucking silly. Um, and this continues that trend.
Yeah, Katamari is one of those video game ass video games where it's just like
Yeah.
to the extreme. We don't make sense. We
Mm-hmm.
just have here's the rules and here's where you are and just roll around.
Mm-hmm. And they're showing it on screen, and so it helped me remember. The other kind of new features are that there are items that you can pick up to do like a one-time use item. Um, some of those range from super powerful to just like kind of like it's just like yeah, I don't know. There's four of them, so they're not like that crazy. One of
Mm-hmm.
them, which is like the most impactful, is the magnet, which just increases your roll up radius. So like you're not bigger, but you can now pick up everything around you, so you're going to get exponentially bigger.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Um, and so that's really that helps you get really big really fast. There's a time stop that stops the time for X amount of time. Um, that's just like one of those things where I like you get it, you use it. Like there's just no reason not to use it, but it
Yeah.
doesn't feel as impactful. And then there's like a radar, which will help you find collectibles, which what I really like about the radar is that it doesn't appear until the second time you try a level. So it's like after I've done my mission, now I can go into that level and kind of like find that upgrade and then like just focus on, instead of doing whatever the objective is, focus on finding like the other cousins that you can play as, or like the crowns, which are like your currency for or like the chat like are like it keeps like there's three crowns in every level, so it's like you want to get all three crowns. um and that will unlock other features down the line. And then what the heck's the last item? That must not matter. Oh, it's rockets, which allow you to go really fast and allows you to um turn way easier. Like
Mm.
it's like instead of doing like a rounding turn, you can just like kind of like 90-degree turn. like you just pivot on a dot.
Um,
Um,
how far into this game have you gotten? Do you have any idea?
uh, yeah, not really. I have seen, I think for the I've seen I've there's several screens of like several eras I haven't been yet.
Mm-hmm.
If I have one mild complaint about this game is that it does sometimes railroad you, and not in a way that really like upsets me. It's just like if I beat a level, sometimes I'll be like, oh, I have one more level to do in Edo, Japan. But then the game is like, hey, we've unlocked a new era. Let's go there right now, and you get teleported to the new era. And I'm just like, I want to go back. That being said, to get back to that level, it takes like 2 screens worth. But it's just like that's just a mild annoyance. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
And I've been to, let's count them off. I've been to dinosaurs, ancient Greece, Edo, Wild West, and the pirate ship one. And I think there's 3 or 4 other eras that are still like blacked out on the era screen. So I would say I'm maybe halfway through the game.
Okay. How
Um,
does it feel like how does the scope of this feel compared to other Katamari games, like the size, like
um,
how much content is in here?
yeah, it feels bigger. Um, and part of that is just like because of all of like these added challenges and collectibles and stuff like that. And even when you beat a level, they have like additional challenges that you can unlock. Um, and when you go to a time period, you have like an overworld map of that time period. That's just adorable. It's just like you get to walk around and then you see these people, and like lore wise, nothing makes any sense, but that's not why anyone plays this game.
Nope.
Um, but like you go up to a guy and they're like, "Oh, you're the prince! Like, we love Katamaris. Please roll me up a big Katamari." And you're like, "All right, that's all I need." Um, but like just like these extra little like flavors, there's a gotcha machine like type thing that
Mhm.
allows you to upgrade different customizable. Like you have a headwear, a chestwear, and a face wear.
Okay.
Um, so like for example, my guy right now has like those Greek like leaves that you see like
Mm-hmm.
Caesar have.
Mm-hmm.
Has a pirate eye patch and then a turtle shell on my back. And then on top of that, you can fully like, any of the cousins that you want to play you like their shape for, I guess. You can completely customize. So like I have my Katamari is just like my guy is the normal print size, but I've changed all the colors to be like blues and pinks and whatnot. Um, but you can do that. You can customize any of the people. You can be the one that looks like a weird shark guy. You can be one that looks like a weird orb, one that has a cog wheel for legs. Like no mechanical difference, but you know, more making your own, more customized. Always
Mm-hmm.
good.
Cool.
Um,
Yeah.
trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, different types of like I feel like Katamari for the first couple have really like sticked on as big as you can get for an objective, um reach X amount of size in X amount of time. And then they had like the way weirder ones that's like only pick up crabs. Um I think those are like kind of like the main courses that you would do. And this one there's a lot more variation. And like they have since got rid of like the in the olden ones, the ones that were like only pick up milk or things that remind us of a cows or whatever it was. And in this one, it's like you can still pick up other stuff. It's just like you're only graded on how many cows you pick up.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the old one, if you picked up something that wasn't a cow or cow related, it just ended the mission immediately. So they've gotten rid of that. There's a race like kind of mode or like objective, and I've only seen one of these so far, but it's like you are racing in a Katamari, and the big difference here is that you always have forward momentum. And so like adjusting to like rolling up things while always moving, attempting to move forward, and you can turn and you can try, like it's just like you always have momentum. And that's really weird to deal with at first. but it has flavor, I guess, like a different type of gameplay. Um, but yeah, it's a blast. It's fun. It's a game that like I don't think I'm gonna reach a point like I'm not gonna binge it, but it's because of how much fun I have with it, I want to just like be like, oh, I still have more Katamari to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's anything else I really have to say. Do you have any other questions?
If you've played Katamari, you know what you're getting into. It's basically beautiful, perfect. Do we know? I want to look up when was the last Katamari?
Yeah. All right.
Katamari game release.
Not counting like the
releases.
remake, right?
Yeah, just like the. So. Oh man.
Yeah, it was like at the mobile game or whatever in like 2017.
Even for just like. Yeah, we love Katamari reroll plus Royal Reverie. Yeah, it's been a long time since like a
I think
brand.
yeah, like Katamari Forever might be the last mainline, like quote unquote mainline, um, that used the same kind of mechanics. I could be wrong.
Touch My Katamari on the PlayStation Vita.
Yeah, that's a Vita game, so my brain didn't consider it. But you're right.
Yeah, because the Vita's not a real thing.
No. But yeah, I'm just so happy that we live in a world where like, because like Bandai Namco could have easily just like not done this, and the fact that they decided to brought me joy.
Yeah, cool. Katamari, touch my Katamari. What are we doing next? Video games in November. So Katamari just came out this past week.
That was October.
October. Let's see what's coming out in November. October was slammed. Jam-packed, constant games.
It was banana slammed.
November, not as packed. So I've got my Nextlander games calendar up that I like to use. Scroll through this briefly. So we've got the stuff that's, already been released, but is now releasing on something else, like Dragon Ball Sparking Zero is coming to Switch 2. 1,000 Times Resist is getting its full release on Xbox X, PlayStation 5.
Good game. If you like narrative-based games, play that game.
Deep Rock Galactic Survivor coming to mobile. That's the Deep Rock Vampire Survivors. Like, it's pretty good. I played a demo for that. New stuff coming out though. Unbeatable. That looked like a type of game.
Yeah, I mean, Chris, I've talked about it on the show many times. So many times. It's one of the games I've been the most excited for, like, for a couple years now, since whatever it showed during like a day of the devs kind of thing forever. So yeah. I'm super excited. Can't wait.
Yeah, it has. There's something about, so like it's got like some hand drawn stuff going on with it, right? But there's like, it's not all hand drawn. There are like the geometric stuff, but something about the style of the characters and the way they move and whatever filters they're putting over everything. I don't know. There's something about it where I'm like, heck yeah, this visually looks dope. And it is reminding me of something that I can't put my finger on. But like
it just fills me with like, it is like what I want of these small indie teams. Just put they're putting their heart and soul in making a game that looks special, and I just can't wait to get my hands on it. So you'll hear me talk about it on the show, I'm sure.
It's a rhythm game, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like a narrative rhythm game.
Mm-hmm.
Like a lot of like the combat, quote unquote, or even like the mini games are all set to rhythm, and it's just like exactly what you're doing. Whether it's like the more amplitude style, like hit up X, down X, up B, like that kind, or like that's not amplitude, but like that kind of general thing. Or if it's a like the batting mini game is very much of like the baseballs are being shot at you like in rhythm to the song, and you just have to hit the button at the right time, kind of thing going on. Yeah, all music based.
And then Possessors is another one that I've seen around a bit. It's
yeah, Heart Machine.
Oh, is it Heart Machine?
Mm-hmm.
It's a Metroidvania. Looks very nice, very stylized. Oh yeah, Heart Machine. It says right there. What else have they done? Let's see. Solar Ash, Hyperlight Drifter.
Yeah. And then Breaker, which they canceled, right? They stopped. They said we are no longer making the Breaker.
Wait, really?
Let me find the news
that was
about that. You continue.
The 3D one, right?
Mm-hmm.
That like was sounded amazing.
Hyperlight Breaker devs are ending development of the game and experiencing layoffs as the game was poorly received in a year where many small indie games did well.
Wow, that sucks because that game had so much promise. Well, hopefully,
but this is their attempt to stay alive.
Hopefully, Possessors does really well. They're a good company. They know gameplay and style for sure. But yeah, so they got a new game coming out in November. This Bloodground. Did you play Bloodgrounds?
We go back. Yeah, Bloodgrounds. I played it on during a Next Fest, which is that Coliseum-based tactics game where you have to build up your gladiators, and then you play tactic strategy game to keep them survive. They gain XP. You have roguelike mechanics with base building kind of stuff. It was good.
It looks good. It looks solid. I thought I remember you talking about it.
Early access, November 5th.
Let's see, Europa Universalis 4. I know there's a group of people that are going to be.
That's a 5.
That's a 5. That's a V. What did I say? 4?
You did.
Don't listen to what I say.
A friend of the show, Alex, wants me to get it and play with him, so maybe I'll get suckered into another Paradox game, but they keep taking my money.
I think there is. There's someone I know who works with Terra, I think, who's into these games. I've talked to somebody else too who was like super into this game, and I can't remember who it is. Probably not a part of my life anymore. But yeah, this is one of those, like, it's a 4X game, right?
Yeah, it's a color of the map game. You play the game, and there's so like the thing about all these like new age Paradox games are just how system heavy there are.
Yeah,
and how like you can kind of play it as like a color of the map, or you can play it more as like you want to role play as like your character, as like your leader or your country or whatever, and that can just open up a whole bunch of different avenues for ways to enjoy the game.
Yeah,
really what it comes down to.
I want to know what I've noticed about video games recently.
What?
Role playing, big part of video games right now. Big part of like a lot of like those friend slop to the GTA role play stuff. Role play is big right now.
Role play is big, and not just in the role playing game genre.
Also in the bedroom.
Do you know what game doesn't require any role playing? Next on the list, Luminous.
Luminous. Right? Luminous. You played this. You talked about this.
Talked about on the show. It rules. It's so much fun. Tetris Effect, but Luminous. If you've never played Luminous, it's a PSP rhythm game by the Gooch, Sakaguchi. And it's just, you like puzzles, you like music, you like visual delight, play this game.
This Luminous was always, I thought, like fairly like visually nice to look at.
Mm-hmm.
Like I always thought that was part of its like appeal, was its like visual presentation. And so yeah, this like super Tetris effecty presentation with this
Mm-hmm.
just is perfect. Perfect.
Yeah, and it's funny because Sakaguchi is the one who did Tetris Effect. He's like, I want to do Tetris and make it the way it is, and so he did that. It killed, it ruled, and he's
It
like, all
did.
right, now that people know my name a little bit more, I'm gonna do the same thing but do it to my baby Luminous.
Yeah. Hey, good for him.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like the right way to do it. I think this
Yeah,
would
he
have
like.
done well without Tetris Effect,
Mm-hmm.
but I think it does even better now.
Yeah,
So
for
that's
sure,
cool.
for sure.
That's out in a couple of weeks. Follow that up with Call of Duty Black Ops 7. Things are getting out of control.
Yeah.
Black Ops 7?
Mm-hmm. It's weird that Black Ops is like the franchise that kept its numbered system for this long.
Yeah, because what's the next highest one is what? Modern Warfare 3?
Yeah. I don't have a lot to say.
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Oh,
It's interesting to see how this does compared to Battle. Like that's like the narrative, right?
I
Is
guess
like,
so. I guess.
is this the Battlefield that finally is able to like surpass Call of Duty? Um, is Sony putting their marketing budget they usually spent on Call of Duty behind Battlefield? Does that have a change
Mm-hmm.
of like in the sales numbers? Any interest I have in this game is like talking head interest. It's like I
Yeah,
won't play. It has actors I like in it. I'm not gonna play it.
that single player reveal trailer was real interesting until it said Call of Duty.
Yep, 100%.
I hope the single player does well. That's the only part
Mm-hmm.
that I care to hear about, really. Um,
Yeah, I watched people play the zombies, and I was like, I don't need to ever play it.
yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's
Mm-hmm.
cool for the people who like it. It's just, you know, it's just Call of Duty.
Yep.
Um, Outlaws plus a handful
Remake
of,
of a boom. Yep.
yep, boomer shooter, right? Mm-hmm.
Yep. Night Dive doing their let's take an old game and just make it playable on modern consoles and modern stuff.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Neat. Cool. It's weird because it's a LucasArts boomer shooter. The
Yeah,
time when LucasArts made just like
just
point and clicks
games.
for the most part,
Yeah,
you know, and yeah, and made games in general.
yeah. They used to be
Neat.
good.
I like the genre. I don't really like cowboys, so probably won't play
I'm
it.
into Cowboys. I'm into Cowboys. I'm a cowboy baby. Um,
No, you can't reference that. uh, we
uh, what?
Kirby.
Kirby. We talked about it. It's out on the 20th. Um, that's that. I mean, I guess
The big game of the month.
Call of Duty is also very big,
Mm-hmm.
but Kirby Air Ride is the one
Yeah.
that I look at. Is like that's the big
Mm-hmm.
release of the month. Call of Duty, sure. Lumines. I'm very excited to see people play Lumines. Very excited to hear people talk
Mm-hmm.
about that. Especially just like, yeah, any like people who got in or who get into this through Tetris Effect. Constance,
Yeah.
which
Hollow Knight Vania.
I think I have the demo downloaded, but I didn't get to play it in my week with my family visiting. And then Terminator 2D No Fate, and then the Moonlighter 2 The Endless Vault early access.
Both cool things for different reasons. uh, Terminator 2D No Fate is just neat because they like literally are like, we're gonna make a sequel that, and it will be like a modern day version of what that sequel would have been on the Genesis.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And it just screams that Genesis like 8 directional shooter or whatever of the day. And then Moonlighter 2 is just like, man, I got to see some people play some previews of this game, and it seems like it hits. Moonlighter's the concept rules,
It
the
does.
gameplay. is really good from what I can what I've watched, and the music is music was great.
Yeah, I actually I got into like I because like I think you sent it to me that like you could sign up for like the
Mm-hmm.
playtest,
Mm-hmm.
which I'm confused about because I I think that I think when I noticed I got into the playtest was over.
Nah.
And so I got into it and now it's just like coming to early access. So I wish I got to play the playtest. Yeah, the playtest, yeah, ended the 24th.
Mm-hmm.
Um
Other other games that weren't on that immediate list, that I just want to shout out. I know we have in our docket. Rue Valley comes out. That's the Disco Elysium like,
mhm.
set in a time loop. That looks pretty neat. I want to play that. A lot of indie games this month. You put in
Mhm.
Winterboro, which looks so cute.
Yeah.
Looks so
It
cute.
looks cute
Art
and
style's
that's a game
great.
like Xbox has been pushing that, but it looks a little
Mm-hmm.
nicer every time I see it.
Demon School finally comes out
Mhm.
November 19th.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's like the Persona 1 like, um
Another game you've played a demo for that, right? Yep.
and had a good time. It's a game that I definitely want to get my fangs into.
Mhm.
Anything else that I care about as I scroll through this?
I like Morsels.
Oh, yep.
Morsels is out. It's
Mm-hmm.
a the art is the same guy who did Nidhogg 2.
Oh yeah. It's so gross in
Yep.
like a good way.
Yeah. And also I think oh man. There's a farming Atomicrops. I've
Mm-hmm.
Atomicrops same kind of art style. This is Morsels.
Mm-hmm.
Uh the lesser Nidhogg. I don't know. I like Nidhogg too. But yeah, Morsels is coming out. It has that same art. And it's more Enter the Gungeon like
Mm-hmm.
gameplay.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Um, yeah. So that looks. I like the way it looks. Its style is cool, and I don't know. I saw Northern Lion play it actually, like a preview of it.
Your guy.
He's my guy. It looks good. It looks hard. A lot of replayability. That game, you basically you get. It's kind. Of, I don't want to call it creature capture, but you
Mm-hmm.
collect little creatures that
Some morsels.
you rotate between, and they all have different like abilities, different like ways that they shoot and whatnot.
I didn't hear about this before, so I'm gonna add this to my very important Steam wish list.
Morsels.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, morsels is great.
yeah.
And then the last one that I had was for people because we've talked about these before. This is a pinball game that makes you mad. This is a pinball version of a rage game. Those games where you climb real high
Mm-hmm.
and then you fall. It's that, but pinball, which is just yeah, that's
Sounds stressful.
sounds rage inducing for sure. Um, so yeah, I don't know. I threw that on there.
Mhm. Also, Windswept
Windswept.
is all this month, which is
Um,
the Donkey Kong Country like
mm-hmm.
that I played the demo for. It's pretty
Mm-hmm.
good. And I get every month we do this, and I'm like, oh man, there's so many good games that are coming out, and that's like not even considering the games that like I won't know about until they're like out and they're like getting like they're somehow popular. They're like
Right,
somebody's out there being like, hey. Like I'm gonna stand on my soapbox and I'm gonna tell you all about this independently made thing, and that's just like we're such a golden era of indie games.
right. Because there's even like I've seen it happen like just from looking at this list where
Mhm.
um something like I've seen I've gone through these lists, not seen a game, and then like all of a sudden the next day there's a new game that's added to the list and everyone's playing it. It's just like, man, where did that come from? So yeah, it's an indie game month.
Yeah, it's definitely not as like
and
painful for my wallet as October, but it still looks like it's gonna be pretty good.
And no real, big events or anything this month. Like we've got like the Indie Live Expo is the only like event that I see listed here, and the only showcase. Although we had the ID at Xbox thing today, which not a whole.
Hey Chris, can you go to search IGDB? Can you put in the words Dino Cop, all one word?
Oh, I've seen it. It's on our docket. I have it.
Oh, it is? Oh man, I'm blind as a bat.
No, I have it.
Oh man, this game looks so cute. I wish he wasn't a cop. Could have been a private eye. Would have liked that more.
If you go to the links and notes section, it's under the section of just dinosaur games that I've been collecting.
Yeah. Okay, I see it now. Yeah. I was just scrolling through like the big list of games coming out. I'm like, Dino Cop, this game looks kind of cute.
It does. Yeah, it is cute, but it is for adults. It is not a cute game for kids. It is a cute game for adults. Yeah. Yeah, on the doc here, I've just started compiling just like dinosaur games to have a topic for sometime. There was something else I was going to say. November, no real events. ID at Xbox happened today.
It was all right. I watched the whole thing.
I saw bits and pieces of it and then like looked up stuff afterwards. Seemed fine. Yeah, I don't know. Those are the games this month. Not as big.
Yeah,
but
yeah, I'm scrolling through the big list in case there's anything else I missed, but doesn't seem like it.
No. Again, everyone blew their load in October.
Fierce missed me telling everybody that he's forcing me to buy Europa Universalist 5.
Yeah, Europa and Kirby Air Riders.
Yeah, there's 2 games this year I have to buy for Alex.
Yeah, that sucks.
Friendship, what the hell?
That's so lame. Ew. Ew. How close to and they're like 2 weeks apart. 16 days.
No.
And then also you want Luminous.
Yeah. And Unbeatable and Fierce, you say that. Fierce is like, you don't have to buy any games because of me. And he told me straight.
Yeah, as he holds a knife to your back.
Yeah, he held a knife and he was like, you are getting Kirby Air Ride. We're going to have a party and we're going to play Kirby Air Ride.
And it's going to be great.
Yeah. So,
who are you maining?
Me? Me?
Yeah.
That's so hard. I mean, so my initial thoughts for Kirby Air Ride are is DDD, Waddle Dee, and then after that, I want to try. I want to see how Marks plays because I think Marks is just a fascinating. I like Marks. He's weird, and like his mechanics seem pretty interesting. But those are probably the first 3 that I would try. I want to try everybody a little bit. Starmie are really cute. The Lolo and what's the other one? Yeah, Lola. Yeah, exactly. Just as I was talking about it. I want to try them quite a bit. I like Kirby. I'm not gonna lie. I'll try Kirby. I'll try Bandana. I'll try everyone.
I was into Taranza.
Oh, yeah.
I thought they looked cool. Although it had me thinking, because their ability was like I hate racing games and I'm getting Kirby. Knuckle Joe's my main. Taranza's ability was like shooting webs and attaching to a wall and like pulling forward. Not all sections of races have walls.
Yeah, that is like so there does seem to be characters that are like built for certain levels way better. I guess.
Also, what's his name? DeRoach. For me, I thought that last direct, they threw out like the best characters in this one. You had Taranza,
Mm.
you had DeRoche, you had Rick.
Oh yeah, Rick. Oh man, Rick.
Rick. How can you
Rick.
forget Rick?
I was a little sad they didn't have Coco. Coco. This bird. They got Rick. I don't have a Rick statue. I don't think. I just have the bird.
Well, maybe next time.
Too many things.
Maybe when you launch the game, because they made it sound like there might be more characters.
Mm-hmm.
So Rick looks OP. That's just Rick, baby. That's just Rick.
Rick, baby.
That's the end of the games for November.
Mm-hmm.
Last thing we'll talk about, just it's almost Halloween. It's the end of the spooky season. You want to talk about spooky games that we've played?
Yeah, I just like you know me. I love ending on like a little bit more of a topic that's just more discussion based, more fun, lighthearted. And horror games and spooky games are something that I've increasingly over my life started to like more and more and more. Because I was like a coward as a kid, and then eventually something switched in my brain, and I was like, you know what, real world is more scary than any of these video games. So I just started loving them, and I just remembered one, and I will start off with that. Is that like the I know that's not how you spell that word.
That's not how you spell that.
It is I'm just gonna start off with like something like Until Dawn. That is just like you can turn off all the lights, you can have a group of friends together, and you can play and you get scared together and have the camaraderie of the horror, while still being like spooky. Granted, set in like the winter, but whatever. I don't care. Gives me that cozy, scary vibe.
Yeah, it's still spooky, scary, cozy. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never had the opportunity to play like any of those games. Well, no. I played Man of Medan. But any games like that, I haven't been able to play with like a group setting, and I've always wanted to.
It feels crazy because I feel like we were living together when I played Until Dawn, but I could just have my timing.
I didn't play it.
You're hiding in your room playing StarCraft 2.
Mm-hmm. Just being like, finally, Kay's not here to make me Ultralisk rush.
Yeah,
I can use other units.
Ultra. The Zerg, they're a Halloween spooky. No.
One of the games you get listed on here is Costume Quest.
Yeah. I put that in there because I think it might be the only game set around Halloween that I can think of other than Halloween.
I looked it up and it's not. There's a lot of dumb games on there that nobody knows about, but one of what is on there that we both know? Batman Arkham Knight.
Oh, you're right. Arkham Knight is Halloween based because City's Christmas.
That sounds familiar. That sounds right. It's winter, that's for sure.
Neat. Calendar Man. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I guess like that's also, come Friday, maybe I ignore all my plans and like, time to play through Arkham Knight again. A pretty decent game.
If your console calendar says it is October 31st when you play Arkham Knight, there is a that's how you find Man-Bat in the game. Man-Bat appears.
My goat.
Yeah. But yeah, Costume Quest. I played through both those games with my wife. Those are cute little RPGs. Like those a lot. They could do more of those, and I wouldn't be upset. My go-to when I think of like this spooky stuff is Dead Space and BioShock. I played them basically back to back. I was also like, I don't like spooky things. I don't want to play a spooky game when I was younger. It's like, why do I want to scare myself? That's dumb. I don't like to be scared. And And then one day I just was just like, I'm gonna play Dead Space, whatever, and I loved it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Um, and I have like really good memories of playing through Dead Space. My sister basically just sat behind me and like watched me play while she was like high. um, just like just I did, which I didn't even know. So finding out that later, I was like, oh, that makes so much sense. That's why you're so quiet and content. um, but yeah, so playing through Dead Space, loved that. Dead Space 2 also. um, and then right after Dead Space, I played Bioshock. So that's why those two games are like almost forever linked with me because they were
Mm-hmm.
like Dead Space was the first like horror game that I really played, and then Bioshock's not like it not quite the same
It,
horror, but
the atmosphere is unsettling.
yeah, yeah. But I played that right after. Loved Bioshock,
Mm-hmm.
and then also played Bioshock 2.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
The Forgotten Child.
basically, yeah. I think it's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Bioshock 2. But yeah, when I think of spooky games, that's what I go to. Immediately. And then I know
Yeah, I feel also for like this time of year, like obviously like Resident Evil 2 classic, the original is a classic and whatnot. But like I remember the first time I ever played that was like one of the first scary games I ever played because I had a friend who loved horror games, loved Resident Evil 2. Um, and it was one spooky season and he was like, "You're playing this game with me." And we sat down and I pulled out my N64 and he brought over his copy and we sat down and it was like like the same week it is now, just like 15 years in the past or whatever. Probably a little earlier, around there. And I remember being like, this game is really good, and also that polygonal spider scares the fucking hell out of me. And it's so funny to like look at that game and like go through like, oh, it's just it's a Nintendo 64 PlayStation 1 game. The graphics are what they are, but I still remember watching it and playing it, and I tie it to this season and being creeped the hell out because you know it's creepy, and that's why I think why there's so many of these like horror games set with those era like graphics and whatnot nowadays.
like with Crow's
Yeah,
Country,
Crow Country or
Crow
one of
Country.
those. And like that stuff in this new era, there was one of the demos I didn't get the trial for early. Steve's Next Fest was very much of like Dino Crisis graphics, and it was just set in like Korea, and and it was like I was like that looks really cool too. I want to play that. Got away from me though.
Uh,
Um,
yeah, I think the only other like game that I would like associate with like Halloween, I guess, is Friday the 13th. Because I do remember playing that around Halloween time and enjoying that game. Uh, more than like Dead by Daylight, which was big at the time.
mhm.
Um, but it's not. It is like a spooky atmosphere game. I don't really associate it with like Halloween, but really loved Limbo.
Limbo's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I have on the docket just because I want to give a special shout out to Parasite Eve for being the Nightmare Before Christmas of video games because it is a horror game, but it's set on Christmas, so it just gives you that leeway where you can just play it anywhere
Either.
between like
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
Halloween season and Christmas season, and you're just like good.
mm-hmm.
Um, and then I put and also it's like and don't forget Halloween Town in Kingdom Hearts
Can't
K,
forget Halloween
basically,
Town.
where I was just like so much of my teenage personality was being like, oh man, Halloween Town, so cool. I was like in Kingdom Hearts. I was like, this is everything I've ever needed. So
It
always love re-experiencing that.
something that this has me thinking. So with like holidays,
Mhm.
You know, we did our like Halloween games, how like spooky time games and stuff like that. Um, I personally though associate a lot of like movies or TV
Mhm.
shows with like holidays or times of the year. Um, why why do you think that like there's like I guess well first I'll ask like if you agree that like do you think there's more media that you would like associate with
Mhm.
Halloween?
Yeah, I think one of the things that goes against video games in like this kind of concept, if this is the same way you're going, if it's not, then you can cut me off anytime. But like, is that like a video game takes way longer to beat than like experiencing a movie,
Mm-hmm.
right? So like when you're a child and you're locking in your a lot of your nostalgia and your memories, it's like you played a video game over a week. Um, Whereas like maybe you go to see a movie every Halloween and that's like just 2 hours of your day. Like or
Mm-hmm,
like
mm-hmm.
then that's something that's like it just feels more because it's shorter, it feels more like specific to the time. Um and I think like I also think that people like a lot of times with all the games that we're talking about are like they're single player, they're less kind of like maybe less replayable to some people, to you, to me. Um you're not doing it annually. I think there are definitely people who are playing some things annually. But like it's way easier for me to be like, I watch Christmas Vacation every Christmas than to be like, oh, I play Parasite Eve every Christmas or whatever. Christmas Arkham City.
Yeah, because
Um,
like we watch every like Thanksgiving we watch Fantastic Mr. Fox.
mhm.
Uh and
So that's
like
the Thanksgiving movie to you, right? That's just like how it works.
yeah, and so like I don't have any other like games that are like, oh, this is my Christmas game, this is my winter game or whatever. Here's my, you know,
Mhm.
summer game or anything like that. But like there are movies or TV shows because like another like fall time one is Over the Garden Wall.
Mhm.
um and I like don't have that with games. I just wonder if that's a me thing.
I think we should just need to make a more like active attempt to change that. So I think like every Earth Day you play through Sonic the Hedgehog 1 because you're like it's all about environmentalism. I guess. And like so then now Earth Day to you is Sonic Adventure. Um or Sonic or just Sonic 1, whichever
Mm-hmm.
Sonic they're all about eco-terrorism.
All of them.
Uh um or whatever like game. Like I think that's part of it. It's just like having the kind of like locking in the memories in as like a decision. Be like, all right, it's um it's Halloween, so I'm gonna try to play through like the NES like Friday the 13th game,
Mm-hmm.
and maybe that will start locking into your brain that it's a hell of a game, or maybe not. Maybe you just have to get lucky with these memories, and maybe you've just been lucky with these memories for other media your entire life, and you can lock on things. I don't think I have a like a I don't have a Thanksgiving thing like you do. I don't associate Thanksgiving with much. Um, and I'm trying to think of other major holidays because it'd be like I don't have anything associated with St. Patrick's Day other than a pint of Guinness. Am I right? No, like I like. Are there like a Valentine's Day games? Like maybe that's like something that you can like Portal 2 can be a Valentine's Day game.
Wow. You're right.
One day I'll play it.
Ah, do
Um
it. Screw
uh,
Kirby Air Riders and Europa Universalis 5. Play Portal 2 with Alex.
yeah. He would I think he's offered many times to play Portal 2 with me. Tell me you said you've never played games for a special occasion. I'm trying to think like and when I streamed, I definitely tried to do certain things for certain weeks. I remember that. I remember being like, it's Sonic Anniversary week, so I'm playing a Sonic game, or a Mario Anniversary, play a Mario game. It's
It's Valentine's Day, so I'm playing Leisure Suit Larry.
yeah, on stream, clothless. I don't know. I don't know. You know what the weird thing is? I kind of associate, because of streaming, Donkey Kong Country with Christmas, because of COVID Christmas when I couldn't do anything.
Mm.
Um, I played through Donkey Kong Country on stream, all three of them. So now they're Christmas games to me.
Okay. That's how it works. That's okay, cool.
This is how it works, I think. I think you just have to
You got to
have a
do it
core
yourself.
memory develop.
Got to do it yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I got to start doing something like every Christmas. I'm just gonna play like
Mm-hmm.
something wild. What's like a crazy thing to have like a
Mm.
holiday for?
Oh, this double. Sorry, I'm cutting you off because I'm also, because a lot of my times I associate Christmas Vacation also with Phantasy Star Online, because that's when Kyle would come home, so we would play
Mm.
that. And I think for you, you need to have a memory with based around. I'm just looking at my games, trying to piece together something fucking crazy. Um, with Mario Hoops,
Okay.
you have to core memory. Um, family, or you're visiting family, family's up for a holiday, and you make them all play Mario Hoops with you.
Mario Hoops is gonna be a Christmas game now. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah. Well, that does it,
Something.
I think, right?
Yeah. A show that's not 3 hours long.
It's not. I'm still dying, but not too bad.
You are still dying. Yeah.
Not too
We made
bad.
it through.
Yeah, sometimes I
We're
couldn't
gonna
see anything.
mm-hmm.
Let's
We're gonna
see.
get to the post show.
Yeah, hold on. I just want to see what do we usually do in this? Don't we talk about like next week if we have anything
Yeah.
planned?
Next week I have no concept of anything.
Same.
Like that we could talk about. Maybe we'll talk more about ID at Xbox. Maybe we won't. Maybe that could be something. Maybe a game will come out I'll talk about. Maybe a game will come out Chris talks about.
Yeah.
I can't think of anything off the top of my head. We are reaching game award season,
Yeah, we're getting close.
so that will happen eventually. I
Mm-hmm.
don't think it's next week, but it's definitely closer than it is farther. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about like the nominations and then what we think and whatnot.
I assume most of like the nominees are like pretty set. I don't know if there's anything coming out that's from now to
What are you
Game
talking about?
Awards.
Black Ops 7, best sound design. It's like clockwork. Call of Duty, best sound design. Clockwork, clockwork, clockwork.
Okay, any categories
But yeah.
that matter.
Sounds really important. No. Yeah. So we'll talk about something next week.
Yeah, we'll talk about some stuff. All right. But yeah, let's go into the post show. Let's play Game
Post
Duel.
show. Game Duel.
Game Duel. Actually,
Are you gonna play guess all the breasts that you missed?
no, because I watched you do it.
Okay, gotcha. I did not that good.
I thought it's funny. Both shows where we did it solo, my solo show and your solo show, I uploaded the Game Duel with the show.
The little tease.
Yeah. But that's what we're gonna go do now. If you're here live, we'll be back in just a minute to play the Game Duel. So play it with us.
Woo!
Anyways, have a good day. Have a good night.
I yield my time.
Bye.
Bye.